And welcome back. Pre-recorded by Who Would Win and What If for tomorrow. They're both not going to be very long, as we are here. We have Luke, the Sonic Lover. Luke, I am your Sonic Lover. Well, that's a weird statement. Who asked the question, who will win a fight? Neo, or Neapolitan, in short for Neapolitan, from the RWBY series versus Mystique from Marvel. Again, I'm not very well versed on RWBY. My sister loves RWBY. She has like this RWBY ramen bowl. But I'm not extremely well versed, although I do know a little bit. But again, this character, and I do remember a scene involving this character, but I didn't really know what the character was, so I had to look it up. Mystique, or Raven Darkholme, is a mutant who has the ability to shapeshift. Now, that ability has grown and fluxed over the years. But what it allows her to do, basically, is turn into whatever she wants to within a limitation. Despite how powerful her abilities to shapeshift have grown, and they have grown very powerful to the point where she can now like create wings, tentacles. She can't like turn into a dinosaur or anything like that. Or even if she does, she is bound by the physical mass of her body. Now, allegedly, she says that's no longer an issue, but given how sneaky and conniving she can be, that could just be a lie. She, though, she can hide from, at this point now, from people with acute senses, particularly senses of smell. She's extremely good at stealth, persuasion. She's also a very skilled hand-to-hand combat and marksman, weapons user. But really, her main ability is the ability to change her physical body, to metamorph. And she could do anything from turn into like the Juggernaut, theoretically speaking, just not a very powerful version of him. To creating tentacles, to creating wings, to even partially liquefying her own body. But she's still mortal. She can still be killed. She's died already before. So she's still bound by many limitations. Neapolitan, or Neo for short, is an antagonist in the RWBY series. And she's pretty skilled. She's able to her fighting style seems to revolve around quick movements and not taking hits and exhausting her opponent or counterattacking, such as what she did with Yang, Yang is a pretty known, powerful character in the RWBY group. She's the Y of the RWBY, at least in the name. And she's very powerful, but she beat Yang pretty soundly because Yang's very hot-headed and she's a very intelligent fighter in that regard. She's capable of also taking a good couple hits and keep going, but she's not stupid enough to pick a fight she can't. Well, let me rephrase that. She will pick a fight not knowing if she will win, thinking she can win, but if she doesn't think she can win the fight, she'll hightail it out of there. She's not above doing that. She can easily fight multiple skilled opponents simultaneously, is able to defeat both Ruby Rose and Blake Belladonna, and largely keep them on the defensive. Able to fight, not defeat, but keep them on the defensive. Her weapon of choice is a weapon known as Hush, which is a parasol containing a long, thin, hidden blade within the length of the parasol tube, which can also be used as a projectile. Not bad. It's made of very dense, durable fabric that can repel even minor dust explosions, allowing her to use as a shield and a glider. Unlike many other weapons from shown in RWBY, it does not appear to have a concealed firearm or projectile, therefore it can only be used as a close-quarter combat weapon. Which is, if it's your style, it's your style. Her semblance, which is like the special ability everyone has, and everyone has their own unique ability, is overactive imagination, which is an illusion ability. It allows her basically to craft a actual physical illusion. Think of, what's the best way I can think of? Think of like Tony Stark with the physical holograms he can create. Something along those lines. They're highly convincing and shatter like glass when dispelled, but they can apparently take a bit of damage before they dispel. She usually uses this to disguise her physical form. She's actually grown so powerful and able to disguise a Mistra airship as an Atlas Manta, which is another type of airship. Basically, she disguised the entire ship as a different type of ship for an extended period of time. These illusions, though, do not affect a person's hearing, and she's not able to mimic sound or voices. Thus, if she is disguised and someone tries to talk to her, her muteness might give her away. Her illusions also seem to be limited in their range. They typically only cover Neo herself and either a short distance around her or something she is touching. As the Mistral airship she was disguised as an Talesian airship in our way. Basically, she was in the ship. However, as seen in her battle against Yang, RWBY, and Cinder, she can maintain illusion after moving away until something makes contact with it. Excuse me. As shown in the episode Witch, Neo herself has showcased the ability to create camouflage illusion across the entire body in order to hide in plain sight. Makes sense. And now I got the hiccups, goddammit. Happens when I talk a little too fast. She's proved herself to be a competent getaway driver and highly skilled infiltrator, so she's got stealth on her side. She's proven to be these are proven to be one of her greatest talents. The scene that is seen where she's shown that combined with her semblance, she can easily infiltrate military compounds no matter how well guarded or secure they are. One of the best examples is when she's shown walking through an airship full of Athalesian soldiers she presumably killed to free Roman, and later Neo just again shows her skills of infiltration and hijacking. She manages to acquire an airship. She's highly cunning and skilled. With the aid of her semblance, she is known to have expertise in pickpocketing. So she's pretty sneaky and a dangerous kind of fighter. So if these two are to meet in combat, who would win? Well, Raven can maintain her illusions or her shapeshifting even while taking a hit, though it might break her concentration. The question would be, the question here is, illusions really don't matter here, because if they're fighting, they're fighting. And and Raven's actually cunning enough to probably figure out if she's got an illusion capability. So if she tries to hightail it, Raven follows her, and she transforms into, I don't know, a little kid or something like that, just to be like, hey, away. Raven might just kick the kid in the face just to be, and then apologize if it's like, I'm sorry, kid. She might do that. So honestly, trying to escape is really not a methodology of winning, because that's not going to win the fight. If she tries to escape, that means Raven won the fight. Let's say these two are infiltrating the same place and they end up coming across each other. And there's a lot of cat and mouse, I think, that'll go on here. Unfortunately, neither of these two really have any knowledge of the other's history to be able to play off that. And quite frankly, anyone that Neo would turn into to try to get under Raven's skin isn't going to work, because she's been betrayed by most of the people in her life. Like, if she tried to transform into ex-lovers, which Mystique gets around, nothing wrong with that. She's had a long life. I'd probably have a lot of lovers too. But she's been married twice. She's had a lot of serious relationships. So tried to turn to Destiny, Wolverine, Sabretooth, Phantom Menace. Like, she tried to turn to any of them. A, she'd wonder why the hell they're there, so which would obviously tip her off. And B, she would still probably attack them because she's not on good terms with most of them. In terms of so it would really just come down to hand-to-hand combat, really. Hand-to-hand combat, marksmanship, which Raven would still probably have some, like, pistols or something on her. It would come down to that. And in that regard, I probably give the edge to Neo, because she fights people with firearms all the time. And highly skilled fighters as well. And Mystique is a skilled fighter, but I just don't actually think it's quite on the level of what we're seeing in RWBY because of what they have to do. She's got a lot more experience than Neo. She's a lot older. She's been around a lot longer, and she's got legit military training, espionage, all of that under her belt. So does experience trump overall skill in this? Because I think overall skill-wise, Neo's got she's got the edge in hand-to-hand combat. She can fight multiple opponents with ease, honestly, with little difficulty. But Raven's fought more dangerous individuals and known more dangerous individuals than Neo ever will. Marvel, because the Marvel universe trumps the RWBY universe. Sorry if you're a RWBY fan and disagree with that, but it's facts. Yeah. Because, trust me, the strongest individuals of the RWBY universe get mincemeat, get like just chewed up and spit out by the third tier strongest individuals of the Marvel universe. And the third tier is still no joke to deal with. Anyway, that said, I actually would probably give this fight to Neo. Neapolitan just is frankly more skilled overall, from what I can tell. And is just more constantly in combat, whereas Raven's had that more in her life overall. And she's definitely got a skilled martial arts background. Her shape-shifting could definitely be a problem, but not a problem I think would really challenge Neo to the point where she'd be in trouble. So, because like tentacles, spikes, claws, whatever, doesn't really matter. She still could, go toe to toe with a character, with an individual like this. She probably still fights the Nevermores on a semi-regular basis, and she wields a weapon that's pretty durable as well. That Fang could probably either stop or slow down a bullet, and she's got a blade that can be used as a projectile, so she gets attacked by a tentacle, slice a tentacle, cut her, she's still going to get hurt. Even if she goes partially liquid, there's only so much liquid she can turn into, so really she's just got to move the parasol around a little bit until she hits actual flesh still. So overall, my money is probably going to go on Neapolitan here. I think she's just more skilled, and she's just had a lot more experience dealing with multiple opponents, and a lot more experience just going hand to hand more often, I think, than Raven has. Even though Raven's had more experience overall in everything, I think we see, at least in confines of what we see in RWBY, or at least what is demonstrated in RWBY, Neo is just Neo's actively doing it more often than Raven is, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. So I think that gives her the edge, and I'm probably going to have to give her the win in this fight. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Do you think Neo would win, or do you think Mystique would actually pull out the win more times than not? I'm probably going with Neo in this fight, but that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below if you feel different. If you do, that's cool. Have a fun discussion about it. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks for the next